thought that was just kind of interesting. All right, hang on. Hi guys, oh hi! Okay, so we're here with Deb Gavin of Keratin Complex, and this is our last installment of how to lift the hair color. Deb has looked over your questions and she's going to be answering them, and this is it for the day because then we have to get into the finishes that you'll be seeing in the October issue. So Deb Gavin, take it away. We're going to go over the questions that you were asking. Here we go. All right, hang on.
Modern salon shoot set, and I wanted to share with you my finished result from my decolorizing. Some of you might have seen that I used a compact layer foiling technique. I used a lower volume, 10 volume, it's a blonde thin powdered lightener in at her scalp area. Then where the cold zone was, I moved into it's a blonde thin powdered lightener, 30 volume. Mid shaft to end. So anywhere there was a cold zone. I used the isolation of the foils to get an even end result. I incorporated vital shots to help with the condition of her hair, the even uptake by repairing the disulfide bonds. And you can see I brought her to about a 9G. So a couple of things that I just wanted to really stress about that. First, you'll see her before shot on the screen. I'm treating Jen just like I would treat a new client in the salon. So I wanted to go with what I knew would get me to my target, and I can't share that with you yet, but what I knew would get me to my target in a time-efficient way. So with about 15 minutes of application and maybe 20 minutes of processing, I ended up at this even end result. I power dried just a little bit so you could see from the scalp out how even the end result is because I varied volumes of developer. There's two key things I get asked a lot that I wanted to just take a quick minute to stress. One is, why did I not use a color extractor first or a color remover? I see that question a lot. So as all of you know, when you do a color extractor or a color remover, you're uncoupling oxidative dyes, you're helping them with the physical action to remove from the hair. Now after that, you're taught to put a lotion, whether it's 10 volume or something else, over the canvas to see if there's residual pigment in there. Lots of colorists get frustrated because there always is. So we know that if we do our color service after, we will go dark. Here's my tip, and this is just Deb Gavin behind the chair and at the modern shoot. Don't put the 10 volume on. I know I'm gonna need to lighten further, so rather than look and see what's left in the hair, I'm gonna reduce and then I'm gonna remove. Again, using my vital shot. That will save you so many, the mathematician hair colorist, I'm a 6 and I wanna be an 8, so I'll use a 10. You know, extract, remove, don't do that 10 volume if you need to. I knew I needed the approach with Jen that I'd have a lightening service. So rather than do that and have to then do the lightening service, I just went straight in with my lightening service. So that's the difference.
Somebody just asked, when is it good to use a color remover?
So a color remover, you know, there's lots of great ways, and I see you all on the social media that I look at to use them. If I don't know what's in the client's hair, if there's a lot of buildup of color, if they've been using a box color and I want to just see what I'll remove in that manner, then I might reach for that first. I know, again, I might need some lightening afterwards, and I'll do that. But again, a new client that I'm not sure what's in the hair, a very opaque shoe polish finish, loads of color applications, a first step, always a first step. Then you're typically going to need to follow it up with some sort of a lightening service. So they work really well together in those scenarios, but not needed on Jen.
Okay, perfect. So we had some other questions. The alternating developer.
Okay, so I alternated developer. Again, I used It's a Blonde Thin Powdered Lightener with 10. Then into the cold shaft, mid shaft, and ends, I worked with 30 volume. I utilized a vital shot in each one, again, not needing to adjust developer. I can go with what I know I want to use at her scalp where she had some virgin hair and she has that heat zone. Got this even, clean lift. Imagine had I not done that, her ends would still be stuck in Goldsville, and I wanted to drive past that to get a little lighter for my target end result. Now, that brings me to one more point. I know there was a question. Let's say now I've gotten to this level of lift, but maybe now I wanted to do something that was a little bit more icy, and I'm not again going to tell you what I'm doing, But rather than have to then continuously lighten, what I might do is do a pre-slate step is what I call it. So I might go in with a very cool color, an ash color, and I might apply that scalp to end, so I'm setting my canvas up for success. So I might go past that, neutralize it, and then do my overlay. It's a way that you don't have to do multiple lightening services, that you can still, again, set it up for success by knowing that I'm closest to my level that I want to be.
Timing for application and process.
Okay, so application, I shared with you that I took foils and laid them straight across. So I worked on this horizontal section of foiling, so I wasn't doing little foils, fold it. I laid the next foil on, the next foil on. That's a compact layering technique. It'll stop you from having to fold, pushing color off potentially, or having them slide. That took me about 15 minutes. I worked with Sierra and she handed me those foils, and then she processed for 20 minutes.
Okay, it's very funny. Heather Chapman just said, "I'm so glad I only style hair." That terrifies me. That's very good. You said that you had 2 sentences that you could use to describe. What did you tell me before?
We were talking about the 2 sentences, and it was back to the color remover versus extractor. And here they are. If you do a color remover or extractor, there will always be pigment left in the hair. It's just, there's always going to be that. How much of it, you don't know, but there's always some. So not doing that second step, and again, this is not a manufacturer guideline, this is my experience. Doing that second step and having it go darker is just frustrating. So going back through with some sort of a gentle lightening service when needed will always be your insurance policy. So vital shots, insurance policy, the proper lift, insurance policy, not having to do multiple steps and end up with white hair that could be compromised, that then I could go on so much. Maggie's like, be done, we have to move on.
Yeah.
But there's yeah, I know, we're gonna move on, but get as close as you can to your target level with your lightening step. You will not struggle with durability or vibrancy. If that's a challenge, then that's when I would relook at how I'm getting there to ensure that I have that service.
All right, I'm going to give this, and while you guys, this again is her before, this is what she came in with. Deb, I want you to look at the questions there, make sure we covered everything. This is her before, and then this is what we lifted to. And again, Deb Gavin is with Keratin Complex, and she used Vital Shots, which is a bond builder. She is a phenomenal speaker and educator. She is so gorgeous too.
Yeah.
And did we cover everything? Because we've got to get.
Somebody asked, how did I get to be so beautiful at such an old? No, I'm totally kidding. Nobody say anything mean. We did address all of them, Maggie. I'm going to continue on with Jen. I look forward to all of you looking at the modern spread, listening to. We'll have a couple more Periscopes, I think, in a bit. So thank you. Peace out. See you soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.